Alright, here is the hard cider after about 10 days. If you can see, it's kind of hard, but the candy has dissolved and it's slowly starting to clear on the top. So in about a few days I'll probably stick that in the refrigerator, cold crash it a few days, and then transfer it before we freeze it. So that's that. Alright, so I've had the hard candy cider in here for about 3 days now. Just letting it cold crash a bit just when I transfer it. I don't get all that junk on the bottom, but there it is. I'm going to get that out real quick and go to the next step. I'm not sure how good the iPhone can pick up the clarity, but it's pretty clear. It's been 11 days now. Or no, not 11 days, 15 days. And I mean, you can see my hand behind it. So it turned out pretty good. This is the jug we're going to put it in. Right now it has stars saying I'm cleaning out my auto siphon, so that when I transfer it from here to there, we don't get any germs. And then we're going to go over here to the refrigerator, make some room, and then I don't know what my wife has there, bananas, peanut butter. That's weird. So that's where that's going to go. Alright, so for a recap, this is about a gallon of apple juice, a cup of sugar, Lavalin 118 or whatever, champagne yeast. I think I used probably about close to 10 watermelon Jolly Ranchers. I did taste this before I put it in the refrigerator the other day, and it tastes really good. Like, it was very tempting not just to drink this how it is. It was you can definitely taste the alcohol. It's still pretty hot, but it was also very very sweet from the watermelon Jolly Rancher. So I mean, I might even just make this same batch again, but just for a cider, because it's summertime here. It's really hot. It was actually pretty refreshing. So gonna take this, which I'm guessing is probably about 8 to 10% alcohol. Jug, stick in the freezer for 2 days, and then I have a juice bottle that I will take what freezes off of this and then put into this since it's a little bit smaller. So I'm going to try to freeze concentrate it twice to get the most bang for my buck, basically. So that's kind of what we're going to do. Going to get ready to transfer this. So as you can see, we're siphoning. I have the liquid that I'm siphoning higher to a lower vessel. And so that's basically what's going to happen for the next couple minutes. So there she sits, and she's not frozen, but we'll check back in about 2 days. Alright, it's been roughly probably 10 hours since our last video, and you can hear it's getting frozen, so another day, another 12 hours or something like that, we should be ready to start thawing it out the first time. Alright, so here's what we got. Over 24 hours in the freezer. This is the frozen product of the apple cider that we made. This is just regular old apple cider, watermelon Jolly Ranchers. Got a bowl. Basically, unscrew the top, set it upside down, and then I'm going to set my timer for about an hour. And that should give it a good time for all the alcohol to separate from basically the water and turn into applejack. Then what we're going to do is you'll be able to tell by the color. And right now it's just kind of, well, it's kind of hard to tell, but it'll basically look like ice, but without color. That doesn't make any sense at all. It looked like ice because there's nothing else in it except for water. That's the best way to put it. So what's going to happen over the next hour is the alcohol is going to separate from the water, collect in the bottom, and then I'm going to pour this into another container. And then we'll refreeze that probably for 24 hours. That'll be the final product. So see you back in about an hour. It's pretty warm, and after just a couple minutes, you can see there's already basically applejack coming out of there and then into the container, so that's kind of how it looks. Alright, it's been almost an hour. If you look, you can see that my bowl's getting pretty full. And if you look at the ice, right there, it's still pretty white, but if you turn it over, you're going to see a little bit more brown, maybe right there. So I'm probably going to give it about 10 more minutes and then call it good. Alright, so here's one of the things I'm not really sure how much everybody can see, but basically, got a funnel that I've cleaned and sanitized, a juice bottle that's been cleaned and sanitized, and basically just going to dump the remainder of this stuff right in the bottle. So, not sure much you'll be able to see, but it's filled to about right here, so that's going to freeze down a little bit more, and then we'll go from there. Alright, it has been 24 hours, and it's kind of hard to see, but this is basically a slushy. It's not real solid, but it's not real liquidy. So I'm basically going to turn this upside down, probably only for about a half hour, since, I mean, you can already see me just pouring it right out that it's, you know, the applejack's coming up, because there's more alcohol in there than there's water at this point. So I'm probably going to give that about a half hour, and I'll come back and go from there. Alright, so here's the verdict. At the end of the day, I think I had about, it was almost a gallon. It was one of those bottles you get at the grocery store of apple juice. I was like 1.86 or something. I really don't know. But it was very close to being a gallon. And it basically went through 2 times of freezer concentration. And what we ended up with was about this is almost 3/4 of the way full, and it's a mason jar. And I'm not sure if there are mason jars on the other side of the sea. I'm sure there are, but... So anyway, here we got it. I have a little shot glass here full, and when you smell it, it smells really good. It's pretty clear. You can't really smell the watermelon. It really just smells like apple juice. When you taste it, you definitely you get the watermelon, and the watermelon came out very well in it. It's actually very smooth. I tried lighting it on fire, but it didn't catch. I didn't think it would, but I had to. I had to try. But I'm not sure where it comes out about, but this is probably my 5th or 6th applejack that I've made. And from estimates that I've read on the internet, most of the ones I've made have come in around 25% alcohol per volume. This wasn't as strong because I only used 1 cup of sugar, but I mean, my guess at the end of the day is probably came out somewhere close to 20 because I freeze concentrated it twice. So the process is pretty boring, but I mean it's relatively pretty easy compared to other brews or beers or whatever that you're gonna make. But I think it's good. I mean, it probably cost me $2.50 for the apple juice. My wife bought me the Jolly Ranchers, and they're still in there, but I mean that was probably $2. So I mean, you figure $4 at the most for. If you drink all this, you probably die, but it's pretty good and very easy. So if you want to do something that's quick and easy, I would do this. So, cheers. Thanks for watching, guys. I love brewing stuff because it's so much fun. That's right. The